Welcome back to the New York Sports Exchange, episode number 197. Tim, Joe Schoen understands your question.
Does he?
He does. He made that very clear that he understands the questions. Because what the fuck was that? What was that?
Judge me on the. Let's just look at the young nucleus I'm building. Let's look at. How many years have you been doing that?
It's indescribable. That looked like a man that's about to lose his job.
He knows he's fired. It seems like it's pretty obvious.
I think it was like a no-win situation for that press conference, but my God.
It couldn't have went worse.
I understand your question. He said
Sound like Boone. It's right in front of us.
7 times. He said that 7 times.
It's like Boone. It's right in front of us, Dan.
Kafka pulled a Boone, too. He was like, coach's decision regarding Carter. Coach's decision. You can say he was late to a meeting and people will stop asking.
The memes on social media about that, Stan.
Even worse with Carter. The fact that there's a fake report with like 25 million views that he was caught gooning in the locker room. Maybe you should address that and be like, no.
His response is, you guys already know the answer to that question. I've already answered that question.
What are we doing?
It's falling apart slowly. It's really
because he skipped a special teams meeting. Why is he on special teams in the first place?
Yeah, but as a rookie, how are you missing meetings? Show up to meetings.
I don't know.
You're lucky to be there.
We're gonna recap the Joe Schoen press conference because I don't even want to talk about that disgrace of a game. You're an interim coach. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say something very mean, and I don't mean it, but I'm just very angry. He coached that game like a pussy. When you're an interim, you go balls to the wall.
You got nothing to lose. You're trying to keep the job.
To lose. You're 2-10. You have nothing to lose. Jets get a big win.
Crazy. Knuckleball from Folk, baby. Yeah, that's what I like.
You're trending upward. We're going to dive into the Jets getting the win. College football. We haven't talked college football in full detail in a while. Lane Kiffin, hopping ship, leaving Ole Miss in probably the best season that they've had in program history.
The drama from this guy is insane.
He's going to LSU. Penn State still does not have a head coach when they were one of the first teams that fired their head coach. So, sure.
Why not?
And then the playoff.
Waiting for the right guy.
And then the playoff. Last conference championship weekend, or conference championship Saturday is this weekend. Tim, you're repping your James Madison Dukes. Hey, if Duke wins the ACC, James Madison's got a legitimate shot.
Oh, yeah. They got a real shot.
They have a real shot.
Can the Dukes get in? Is Kilt going to go nuts if the Dukes get in?
Oh, shit.
That's what I'm saying.
I just realized that. We're thinking of having a college football playoff live as the rankings get revealed, and Kilt may be involved in that. So that could be something.
It could be crazy. Well, it'd be nuts if Duke won and they're just, they're on the edge and this kid's sitting there holding his breath the whole time.
Content, love it. The playoff, a lot of drama despite the James Madison propaganda. Notre Dame versus Miami. Vanderbilt or Texas? Does BYU get in? Does Bama get in if they lose to Georgia on Saturday? I seriously think that this committee just doesn't help themselves, and I think it's just getting to a point where they have to do better with the messaging.
You're just doing no one a favor,
or the messaging. I think they just have to stop with these teaser rankings, and honestly, just
drop it when it drops.
Yeah. Just drop it when it drops.
You're fucking yourselves over. And and if Vanderbilt doesn't get in, I'm going to be pissed because I think they rightfully deserve a spot over Notre Dame. But
okay. I'll say this. Speaking from the committee, I think Vanderbilt lost to Texas. That's kind of their one. I mean, I know you go into Neyland, you beat Tennessee, you stomp the brakes out of them, yes. But Tennessee also, I don't know, how
they play in a tough conference and they're 10-2.
How does Miami not move up when they shit pumped Pitt? Pitt was a ranked team.
We've been asking these questions for years.
How does Alabama move up?
It's because it's Bama. I don't get
Auburn.
It.
I don't understand.
We all don't get
this is why I think they just need to just release the rankings after conference championship weekend. Stop with this reveal show. And making a spectacle out of it because no one's gonna win. And I think that. And I'll be honest. I'll say this. If Notre Dame play hypothetical, because I think this is what this whole playoff is. It's all hypothetical. 2 years ago, Florida State didn't get in because of a hypothetical.
Crazy.
which is, I mean, we can agree to disagree.
Yeah, an
we
injury, but undefeated, crazy.
Undefeated conference champion,
and
yes.
they won while he was hurt, again, crazy.
Yeah, they won while he was hurt. Again, Florida State didn't get into the playoff based on a hypothetical. And now Florida State fans can tell you it's because, it was Saban's last year and they wanted the SEC team in and all this, and I get it. But at the end of the day,
it's up to the committee.
It's up to the committee. It's a hypothetical.
But it's all, what's funny? You know what it reminds me of, sort of? Because I saw a picture of the new Hall of Fame ballot that went out. The one guy that just checked David Wright's name off. Like, it's literally all that is. It's just a favorite. Like, if you're a Bama fan, you're pulling for him in. Like, exactly. That's all it is.
I just think it's gotten to a point where they have to, like, do something to fix this.
I think we got to forget the name of the school. I think that's kind of what it's got to be.
Every Tuesday, it's been the same thing. Just constant bickering and bitching about, like...
Could there possibly be a way they could... I mean, there's no way you could... Like, you'll figure it out. But if they did, like, a blind system where they were, like, took the team name out of it. We're just like, here are the stats. Like, this is what we got. Like, you're going to pick off this because...
You know what this is going to lead to.
Yeah.
And it's just going to lead to more expansion.
It's going to be... It's soon enough, it's going to be March Madness. We're going to have football madness. Just the craziest college football playoff ever. But it's all for money. I mean, they're going to extend it to make more money. That's all it is.
I know. Baseball, Brandon Nimmo gets traded to the Rangers for Marcus Semien. The Mets signed Devin Williams. Hal Steinbrenner made some interesting comments.
For the third year in a row.
For the third straight year. And then we're going to the association. Giannis.
Where is he going? Did you see that injury last night? That injury? Well, I don't know.
We'll see. I think it delays things, but I fully expect him to be moved by February.
It might be one of those injuries. It might be one of those James Harden injuries, Stan, where you're just like, he's hurt.
Maybe.
He ain't playing until he's traded.
Maybe. All right, let's dive right into it. NFL. Oh, that Joe Schoen press conference was not good. That was not good.
Let's start with that. Let's just start with that before we even get to the games.
I don't even want to talk about the game because I think the game kind of set up the press conference. Because everyone was saying, like, this is big. Like, this is a big game. Dart's back. The Patriots' offensive line is decimated.
They hit you hard, though. You guys got popped.
And, like, the crazy thing is, too, is, like, I forget what his name is, but the interim defensive coordinator, like, had a good game plan. It was just, like, poor execution, and Drake May just, like, wasn't rattled.
Well, not at all. He looked so poised in the pocket.
Like, the game plan was great. Like, it wasn't, like, a poor, like,
Charlie Bolin?
Yes, Charlie Bolin, thank you. But, everyone was saying before the game, like, hey, like, if they, like, at least put up a fight, or at least win, like, there's... Like, maybe there could be some positives in this press conference. And then it was brutal. And it almost felt like in the press conference, it felt like he was about to cry.
I was just about to say, it seems like he's given up. Like, he's lost all hope. And it's sad to see because that's your front man. That's the guy.
Yeah.
He's guiding the ship.
He's the last line of defense.
Yeah. And this is what you're getting out of him? Like,
he's stuck out Dable as a scapegoat. He stuck out Bowen as a scapegoat. There's no one else. Nobody else at all. Just a lot of buzzwords. Unless you want to blame
the players, but you can't go out in a press and be like, it's their fault.
You can't.
Well, Barry Trotz did that, but that's...
Besides the point. Just like a bunch of buzzwords and buzz freight, like not good enough. 2 wins isn't good enough. We mentioned it. I understand your question.
We know 2 wins is not good enough. I'm not even a Giants fan and this bothers me.
Nobody's perfect. We have a good young nucleus. It was just like all those like fucking buzzwords. And like the only guy that really grilled him was Pat Leonard from the Daily News that just tried to like get him to say like,
he wasn't budging. He had a game plan going in there. You know what? Props to him though. He had the game plan going in there. He stuck to it.
He was also 30 minutes late to the almost 45 minutes late to the press conference,
which is a straight blatant disrespect to the people sitting there. But again,
I mean, the most notable thing that he said was that ownership was going to evaluate all.
The fuck does that even mean?
All the football decisions after the season.
When has that ever been different? Shouldn't they have been doing that from the point
Well, because then he made it clear that ownership was the one that fired Dable. He didn't. Joe Schoen didn't fire Brian Dable. John Mara and Steve Tisch did.
So it's pretty obvious that they're making the right calls and you're not. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. He didn't really defend his job either.
I think he knows it's done. With the exception
of mentioning, like we have Dart, we have Neighbors, we have Scattaboo, we have Andrew Thomas. We have a top offensive lineman in Andrew Thomas. We have a great defensive line. But again, this is the one that got me. Was what, and now someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I just remember him mentioning the name, like we have a great piece in Chris Manhertz, who's our third string blocking tight end.
You're just pulling names out of a hat right now. That's all he's doing.
It just goes to show you how lost this franchise is.
They don't have direction. And it's nice having a young quarterback. It gives you some stability. But if the front office is so boneheaded and making dumb decisions constantly year after year, you're going to get nowhere.
You're going to go nowhere. Exactly. And with the comments about the head coach where he was like, we've gotten called, like basically saying like, are you afraid that like you're going to stray, like you being here is going to stray some candidates away from you? And he was like, the calls we've gotten, it doesn't feel like it.
So the answer is yes. The answer is yes.
Calls are,
you would know.
Those calls are Lou Anarumo, Steve Spagnuolo, and Matt Nagy. Probably.
Guys begging for jobs. Begging.
I don't understand. I don't know where we go from here.
And I like the Tomlin buzz. Maybe you get Mike Tomlin to come in, but I don't know.
I'm tired of the Tomlin shit.
You need somebody with some pedigree, though. You can't bring another young guy in. It needs someone who's been there and done it. He's new, and he goes for the Jets too. I mean, Aaron Glenn had a decent week this week, but it's just these young coaches. It doesn't seem like it's really working out.
I'll get to the Jets. I mean, we can kind of get to the Jets right now. I feel like the focus is more on the Giants. But, hey, at least the Jets are going in a direction.
We have a
positive direction. You have a coach with a head on his shoulders, and you have a GM you definitely have a GM with a head on his shoulders.
Who's not afraid to make big plays.
Those trades, the A.D. Mitchell experiment is going great.
It worked. It worked.
Because the fact that you got first round, but now right now Sauce is hurt.
Which is
Devin Williams is doing his thing in Dallas. And,
everyone knew that, though. That was never going to be.
Everyone knew that was going to happen, but they
got back what they rightfully deserved for him. Like it wasn't.
You got back guys where if they sucked, you were like, you know what?
It didn't matter.
It didn't matter. You have a solid I know
John Mechie's been good. John Mechie's been a hell of a slot guy.
John Mechie's been pretty good. You're getting guys that were like first round picks and didn't have a good start to their rookie years, like. John Mechie, before, he had an unfortunate start to his career with the cancer diagnosis. He was able to beat that, and he didn't really get, like, a good, like, jump start to his career. Now
he's got the opportunity right now. He's got it right now.
He's getting that opportunity right now. A.D. Mitchell had some issues in Indianapolis. He was getting open, but he had some drop issues. You're getting that right now.
They're giving him looks. I mean, Garrett Wilson's hurt. These are the number 1 and number 2 options you have. They're going to get the ball. So, get the young guys out there, start giving them plays. Because next year going into it, this wide receiver room could be pretty good.
Could be pretty good. Could be pretty damn good. Also, what did Herm Edwards say?
What? Preach it for me, Stan.
You play to win the game. I'm sorry. And I think your perspective as a Jet fan is different from my perspective. And I know I've been mad at my teams getting those, like, quote unquote culture wins, but like we've gotten too many of them to the point where it's just set our franchise back. I think you can afford these wins.
We need them, Stan. I haven't seen winning football in years. This isn't like
You can afford these wins.
You have made the playoffs in the last 10 years, Stan. We haven't even sniffed the playoffs in the last 15. So it's like, I just want some wins. I don't care what we're doing. They need some sort. We don't have a young quarterback, so we don't need, there's no experiment right here. Just go and go win some football games. See what's going to happen.
Win games. I think you're heading in the right direction. Like, I don't necessarily think you have to wait for a Mendoza or oh my God, who's the other quarterback on the board?
What?
Or am I blanking? Is he the only one?
What?
He might be. He might be the only one.
I mean, Mendoza's like the favorite, but
Mendoza's the favorite. But is there or Dante Moore?
That's what I said. Dante Moore. Yeah. That's
Did you? Sorry, I got you cut out.
No, you're good. You're good.
You don't have to wait for you don't have to wait for a Mendoza or a Dante Moore. Like, yeah, it's your biggest need, but if you're winning games like this,
just rock what you have. I mean, it's not even, and on paper, it's not even like we have a great team. Like, the defense is hella depleted. We traded a bunch of big name guys.
And you know why you can afford these wins is because you have a GM and a head coach with heads on their shoulders and know what they're doing.
You know what? And I feel like this is such a benefit, as the Jets to win these games for a young head coach, to get him experience as a winning head coach. Because if we can get a culture going where he's like, oh, we won, say they beat Miami this week, right? That's 2 in a row. And then they have a chance to win 3. And you start to get the ball rolling, in his head, he's like, this is how we win football games. You make some adjustments and you get better head coaching out of it. When we lose constantly, nothing changes. Absolutely nothing changes. So it's
you feel the shift. Like, Jet stock's going up. Giant stocks all the way down.
And
like,
that, you know what? That game ball post game made me fired up to Aaron Glenn going, a guy I played with. Get over here,
he
Nick
played
Folk.
with Nick Folk.
That's what I'm
Oh my
saying.
God. I will say though that chant does kind of get me a little bit hype. If I were a Jet, who want to fly with them fucking Jets?
Exactly, baby. Exactly. Who would want to fly? Right. I mean, going into this week, Miami, big test because they did beat us. They're not great, but you know what? We have a chance to beat a divisional opponent and, start getting the ball rolling here.
Tua in the cold.
Doesn't work well for him. But, the Jets in the cold, their record's not great.
Right, yeah. Well, we'll see. Okay, just due to time, we're not going to dive into the games a little bit into great detail.
We could touch up on anyone. I mean, I just want to touch on the Broncos real quick. The Broncos. You go.
I'm going to talk about the Bills, but yeah, we can go Broncos.
Go Bills.
Great win
I'm
for the Bills.
Broncos 10-2.
I think the Steelers are in trouble. I think that this may be. I think this has got to be it for Tomlin. I think.
And Rodgers is done.
Rodgers is cooked. I think if you're a Rooney, I think you're hoping you go under 500 just to fire him and just
gives you a reason to.
Just gives you a reason. Like again, like I know a lot of Giant fans want Tomlin. I kind of don't want that, but I get the point of like, hey, like he does win games, but it gets to a point where if you get you're winning games, yes, but like you don't want to be on you want to start mediocre, but you want to get over that mediocre hump.
Well, you know what the fan pointed they made a good point. I forget who was talking about, but I saw a clip when they were winning those games, Tomlin with big wins with Big Ben. They did have Bruce Arians as an offensive coordinator. They had other coaches come in, and so it's like, but bringing a guy like Tomlin in attracts these other offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators to be like, hey, let's go work with him. Let's go build something in New York. Yeah. It's a name to bring in. I wouldn't shock it. It wouldn't shock me, and I wouldn't crush it off the list, but. Yeah, Pittsburgh's tough. Pittsburgh's tough.
I will say, he does fit that criteria of what John Mara wants, an experienced head coach.
I think he fits it perfectly.
We'll see. I mean, I wouldn't be against it, but I would like it. My hopes wouldn't be that high. That's kind of where I'm at with that whole thing. Broncos.
I just want to ask you, the defense is elite, but they can't, with Bo Nix at quarterback, how far can they go, really?
I think this is going to be you know what? Because one of the teams that I'm going to mention is in my 3 best bets this week, and I was going to mention it then. I'll say this. Tim, if you want to get on this, get in on this. I really, really, really like the Houston Texans to win the AFC.
Okay. They got a big matchup this week.
They do have a big matchup, but if they lose, I still wouldn't be worried. Wouldn't be.
Well, then let me ask you this, because
you have a defense that travels well. That's number one. We've seen C.J. Stroud in playoff games. I know the offense isn't as great as it is right now, but we have seen C.J. Stroud in playoff games in the NFL since his rookie year where he's been able to flip that switch.
Mm-hmm.
I remember in that game against the Chargers last year, everyone was on the Chargers. Texans are toast. Stroud lit him up. And everyone was like, that Chargers defense, Stroud lit him up.
Do they have a better chance to go deeper than Denver, though? I feel like they're in very similar spots. Yeah.
Honestly, I think Denver.
First-round exit for you?
One of my very good friends is a Bronco fan, and I'm very happy for him. Broncos are very good. He's wanted this for a while, probably since Vance Joseph got fired as head coach, but now he's their defensive coordinator. I seriously think they're a divisional exit. I'm sorry. Yeah. I think you're going to see a lot of teams win their division that you don't normally see. New England's clearly going to win their division. It seems pretty clear that Denver's going to win the West. Who else in the South? It could be Indy, it could be Jacksonville, it could be Houston. Who knows? Mm-hmm. And then out west, or in the North, it's probably going to be Baltimore, but which suck.
Is crazy because it's 6-6 is leading that division.
Yeah, they suck. So I don't know. I think that there's really, I think we're going to see a lot of wild card teams get in through the divisional.
The Chiefs even get in.
We'll see. We'll see what happens Sunday. We'll see what happens on Sunday as we reveal our 3 best bets. To recap, Tim, you were staring at 3-0 last week. That was scary for me. I was kind of
how many fourth quarter beats am I going to start? I'm just getting beat to a pulp this year.
So Tim, you go 1-2. So you have Jonathan Taylor,
which is the one that was actually not going to hit. If you were looking at the stats,
that was sweaty.
I was like, sweaty one. The other two, I was like, there's no way these don't hit.
The Dolphins were controlling that whole game, and then Tyler Shuck.
That's who beats me. I don't get it. What am I doing wrong?
There was a point though, because when they went for 2 and the Dolphins had to pick 2, I was like, oh shit. Because I was like, all right, just get this onside kick. Like, hope the Dolphins get this onside kick. Because I was afraid that if, like, the Saints got the ball and let's say the Saints turned it over, like, they'd run it back for 6 just for fun.
Yeah, I mean, it would have just been a spite play.
It would just been, like, out of spite. But they didn't, thank God. They went for a tush push on 4th and 1. So embarrassing.
Like, it's so aggravating. Like, losing
and
that.
Baker, there were so many opportunities for him.
In the red zone like 100 times. I mean, they were. I was so angry.
It was wide open in the end zone. He like literally dropped it. Like he had to give it to an offensive lineman. He had to give it a Wirfs just to get one. Yeah.
What am I doing wrong? I'm not even doing anything wrong. I'm getting screwed.
I don't know. I go 2-1. I do not hit with Travis Etienne. That was brutal. That was really bad. Bills Steelers go under the 45.5. Cortland Sutton's longest reception goes over 21.5 yards. So that puts me at 19-20. Tim, you are 14, 24, and 1. Because of the push, I did do ChatGPT, so I do have win percentage. So right now,
you're barely under 500. I am not close.
Yes. Let's see. I got the answer. Okay. My win percentage is at 48.7. Tim, your win percentage is at 37.2. That makes you 4.
It should be 100, and I'm fucking pissed because I get screwed like this.
That puts you 4.5 games back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If we did a nice little divisional standings.
I need to go 3 for 3 this week. I need you to go max 1 for 3. Put me in a spot where I'm 2.5 back, and then I'm in striking distance. But I need a week. I need a week this week.
You need a week. All right, let's get it started. Tim, I'll give you the honors. What's your first best bet?
All right,
for
actually,
week 14.
We'll start. I'm hoping I can get some better luck this week. I feel
By the
like
way, we're calling this at the end of week 17.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Just
so we make. We're not going playoffs. No.
We're not going playoff. No week 18. No playoffs.
No week 18. No playoffs. Week 17. We've always done week 17. We're not changing because they changed.
We're not changing it. Yep. All right.
I'll start at 1 p.m. You know what? Stan, we were saying it earlier. Jets got me fired up, man. They really did get me fired up. Aaron Glenn started to put something together. I said a big week against Miami. Jets plus 3.5's got some value. Take that, buy that extra point, get it at minus 148. I really think they have a shot to win this game. That's just a little bit of a safety bet there, but yeah, no, I think the Jets go in. They take care of business against Miami at home, so I'm gonna take Jets plus 3.5.
Tim, I went an eye for an eye because you bought your point, so I decided, you know what, I might as well get in on the fun. It's only fair. I'm actually going to tonight's game, the Cowboys-Lions game. I'm going with the Cowboys team total over 24.5. The original line is at 5.5. I would have gone even lower, but 23.5 was at minus 166. So the minus 122 it is for the 24.5. This I think this goes without saying. Lions defense is depleted. A lot of guys in the secondary are hurt.
Dak's the MVP.
I know Brian Branch is questionable. Cowboys offense is firing on all cylinders. The Cowboys honestly have a real shot to win this division.
He will win MVP. How many weeks in a row have I been preaching this? This is like the 4th podcast that I've said this. Yeah. He's going to win MVP. I said it had value earlier. He's going to win MVP.
It has value. It definitely has value. Yeah, I think this is going to be a very high-scoring game, with how... And, Lions offense is pretty depleted. Mm-hmm. So, too, Brock Wright out, their third-string tight ends out. I think they got to call someone up from the practice squad. Amon-Ra's questionable. A lot of Jamison Williams. Hey, if the Cowboys are able to get stops on defense, it may get ugly really quick.
But that's a tall tale to ask. The Cowboy defense it's not great.
That is true. That is definitely true. The run game has been pretty good, has been the bright spot of this skid for the Lions. And it's basically a playoff eliminator at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
it's a big game.
Yeah, it is a big game. Tim, your second game for your best bet.
Take it to the 4 o'clock slate. Denver versus the Raiders. Give me the under 40.5. These teams
Good call.
They don't.
I saw this.
Yeah.
I saw this this was on my radar, and I was going to put it down, and then I saw it, and then...
Yeah. Listen, Geno has been the worst starting quarterback in the NFL this year. Stats prove that. I don't even need to... you don't even have to trust my word of mouth. Just look it up. And then you got another quarterback on the other side who's just honestly been babied this whole year. I know they're 10-2, but they've treated him like a high school quarterback. So,
and to bump up your pick, we all saw what happened last time these two teams played on national television, where Broncos offense couldn't get anything. It was 10-7. The
It was,
final
yeah.
was 10-7.
I mean,
it was the most disgusting game I've ever seen.
I kind of expected to sort of be in that realm again. They're not very good offenses. It's going to be a defensive game. If anything, I think the Broncos. I see 10-3 win for the Broncos.
Like, yeah, maybe. Like
that's kind of where I'm
realistic.
at right now. That's a real possibility. So yeah, I'm going to take the under.
That's pretty realistic. I'm going to the 1:00 slate on Sunday. This is a bold one, and they're two very bad teams, and their direction this season is kind of going nowhere. Give me the Commanders on the money line on the road against the Vikings.
I had that in my. I'm not even kidding, Stan. That was in the
your radar.
Yeah, it was on my radar.
On your radar. I think that, well, we saw what the Vikings did. It is a good buy low spot for the Vikings, but I really like what I saw from the Commanders on Sunday night against the league's best defense. And I know the Broncos offense isn't great, but we were talking about this Commanders offense or defense as if they were god awful. I mean, which they are, but they were able to hold their own. They go to overtime with the league's best team, and here with one of the league's best teams, and they got to go to Minnesota. I don't know.
Minnesota's a mess.
I don't know if Brosmer is in. I don't know if McCarthy's in, but either or.
Does it matter? Yeah, does it even fucking matter?
I don't think it really matters. Let me see the injury report right here. And also, keep in mind, Jaden Daniels may play.
Yeah, well, you know what? Mariota's been fucking good, though, so it doesn't...
Mariota.
Yeah, sorry.
But that was a big theme in the Thursday.
My fault. Sorry to my Hawaiian friends out there. I apologize.
J.J. McCarthy's questionable with the concussion, but if he's not able to go, Brosmer's in, and God. Oh, that was bad. That was so bad.
Carson Wentz back out there.
Hey, if Jaden Daniels is in, I like it even more. Give me the Commanders on the money. Give me the Commanders on the money line.
Before we get to the
plus 110.
Oh, nice. It's great value, actually.
Yes.
Before we get to the last pick, because now we're talking about the Vikings, I just real quick want to ask you: does Justin Jefferson get traded at the end of the season in the offseason? Okay. I just wanted to bring that up. I didn't because they really don't have any sort of direction right now. JJ McCarthy sucks, and they kind of fucked that up.
It's pretty bad. All right, Tim, your third and last game.
Sunday, 8:00, 8:20 to be exact. Houston versus the Chiefs. Listen, I know you're big on the Texans, and I commend you. I don't disagree with you for that.
I see your pick right here, but I did say that like a loss to the Chiefs won't necessarily hurt them.
Yeah, and I think if you're a Chiefs truther, Patrick Mahomes, they always make the playoffs. I don't think they will, but I think they're gonna have to, fight tooth and nail to maybe get there. -3.5 for the Chiefs. I think they could really benefit from a nice home victory, a nice little, they beat up on a team that's been rolling. It would really give them some juice. So I think if Casey's got any chance of, bringing this season back to life, it's got to start right now. And I got to take them at -3.5 this week.
Okay. I'm actually going with the same game. Believe it or not. I will be waiting all day for Sunday night as well. Another buy a point. I just got it. I actually bought 2 points on this. I went with it's at -148. I'm going with the under at 39.5. Two best teams to the under are playing in this game.
It's going to be a duel.
Texans, 8-3 to the under. Chiefs right behind them at 8-4 to the under. Primetime unders have been, have hit at a pretty nice clip recently. I know the it wasn't one of my 3 last week, but the Commanders and Broncos, I had the under. It had to take overtime for it to hit. So,
I mean,
it had to take overtime. It had to take overtime for the over to hit. I mean, there's that. I think, a couple other things go different ways, then maybe we're talking about, maybe that under hits. Who cares? It wasn't even one of my 3. Anyway, really like this under. I think Texans defense is elite. Chiefs offense is struggling, especially in the run game.
Crazy.
Chiefs defense is pretty decent. Texans offense is struggling. Even though they were able to get a nice win against Indianapolis. In Indianapolis, I still think, cold, outdoors, in Arrowhead, offense has got to feel some type of way.
Yeah, so give me the under. Crazy.
Yeah. Give me the under 39.5.
You know what's crazy to me? That Broncos game is valued at a point more.
Let me make sure that I have the right numbers, because I may have.
I was going to say, because is the Broncos really one more point than them?
Yeah, let me just check the numbers, because I don't want to screw up, and because I think it may go the opposite. Let me.
All right,
I'm so stupid. I'm so dumb. I had to text Matt. I went lower on accident. and I saw the under. I thought it was over. Okay. So instead, I will be taking the under
42.5.
Wait, it did 43.5.
Okay, that's what I figured it was. Yeah, okay. That makes more sense.
So it's still at minus 148. I think the Cowboys thing's irrelevant. I still took the over. All right. Under 43.5. Let me text Matt. I'll actually text Matt after this. Realistically speaking, it's under Chiefs Texans under 43.5. Tim, okay. I got the Cowboys team total over 24.5. Commanders money line. Texans Chiefs under 43.5, not 39.5, 43.5. Tim, you have the Jets plus 3.5. All Broncos Raiders under 40.5. Chiefs minus 3.5.
Yes, I do.
Yes. All right. Cutting it close. We gotta figure out some things.
We'll get it taken care of.
Yeah.
Real quick, anyone followed the ladder last night? Holy crap! How does that not hit? How does in any world does he not get a single point, rebound, and assist in the second half? I just
tough.
That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah. All right, let's go to college football. Lane Kiffin to LSU. Tim, this is my one question when I ask you this. Has Lane Kiffin found his forever home?
When Alabama calls, I'm sure he'll pick up the phone. I don't think so.
I think if the Miami Dolphins call, I think he may take that.
This guy loves jumping ship. And I think the funny thing for me is like all the drama and everything surrounding it. Like, the fans so upset. And then there was people saying I don't know if it's true or not, on Twitter saying he was in some people's DMs from Ole Miss. Like this guy, it's
that may or may not be confirmed.
Yeah,
there were people in Oxford that are very happy that he is out of their Pilates class.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's true or not, but what I will say is I don't know we had another Urban Meyer situation on our hands. Let's see how it works out.
Crazy.
I don't know.
Crazy. It is funny though, like of the top 5 exits, like coaching exits.
Oh, this was brutal
in football history, NFL and college. Lane Kiffin is responsible for 4 of those 5.
Who would you say the other one? Belichick, the one-day contract with the Jets.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Fax over to he was
the
quitting.
napkin. The napkin. Yeah,
whatever. I hate. Jeez, that's one. That's one in my book.
That's probably what it is. I think it goes Bill Belichick with the napkin, and then it goes
Lane Kiffin, whatever order you want.
The Al Davis 1 hour PowerPoint presentation press conference of why Lane Kiffin's a con artist. Do you remember that?
I don't even remember that.
Basically how the Raiders had their success was that Al Davis, he was known for hiring young up and coming coaches that are under the radar. He hit with John Madden, he hit with John Gruden, and he tried it with Lane Kiffin when he was the offensive coordinator at USC.
Yeah,
when Lane Kiffin was coaching there, that was the whole Jamarcus Russell fiasco.
Yeah.
And basically, Al Davis would, ask Lane, hey, how's it going? And he'd be like, oh, it's good, when it wasn't. It was just, it was a recipe for disaster.
Reading this, it's so funny.
Yeah, it's a whole, Al Davis literally was he conned me. He's a con artist.
I'm reading it, this one guy tweeted, he goes, Al Davis told y'all who Lane Kiffin was when he brought back the overhead projector 7 years ago.
He, literally, pulled down a projector and just, I told him on this day, it was a disaster. He then goes to Tennessee for a year. And there's a per diem, or not there's a different type of agreement. I forget what it was called, but basically I basically had ChatGPT explain it to me I was 5 years old, what that type of agreement
burning
is.
mattresses on campus.
Yeah, there was he left, there was a whole fucking riot. They blocked the entrance of the athletic building. It was a whole. Oh yeah, it was a.
They went 7-6 too. They didn't even. They didn't even go
him and Tennessee had a MOU, a memorandum of understanding. And I didn't know what that meant, and Wikipedia wasn't giving me a clear explanation. So basically, let's say, Tim, you and I are building a Lego set together, and we have it written in understanding, you bring the pieces, you bring the blue pieces, I'll bring the window pieces, and we'll build it together after school. That's basically hey, you stay, we owe you this money.
Yeah,
you leave, you owe us this amount of money.
Yeah.
And then he left to go to USC. The USC one is probably the most dramatic
at 4:50 a.m.
Basically, for time constraints, you can look it up yourself. Their season ended. They land in the plane. They were on the road against,
On the tarmac,
I believe it was. They fired him on the tarmac and they left him there. And they left him at the tarmac. The bus left without him. All of his belongings and shit were on there. And then then he got fired from USC. Then he took a couple years off, took some assistant jobs, and then he became the head coach at FAU. That kind of left with no drama. He took a couple assistant jobs. Sorry, I was misunderstood. He was an assistant in Alabama. He was the offensive coordinator, where in 2018, Nick Saban fired him after the semifinal game, which they won. They fired him before the national championship because Saban was basically. God. And now this could be a rumor or something. Saban and now this can go a different bunch of ways, but the rumor is that Saban felt that he was kind of packing it in with the play calling in the semifinal game just to be like, okay, can we lose just so I can take the new job?
Yeah. Apparently a former player, AC Carter, claims Kiffin misled him about a job and used him to help with recruiting, only for the players to be denied the position due to a background check that was already in progress.
Jesus.
He really, yeah. There was a whole lawsuit.
And then there's this whole thing with LSU. But like it's just so funny. Like, is Lane Kiffin an elite coach? Yes. Is Lane Kiffin an elite human being?
No.
Probably not.
This guy's an asshole.
But that's what makes him so appealing. And then, like, the beef with the beat reporter, like, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. It's the funniest shit.
Hey, he is Urban Meyer. Like, I don't...
Yeah, he is Urban Meyer. And then, Tim, do you know a clause in his contract at LSU?
What?
LSU was going to be paying Lane Kiffin the bonuses that Ole Miss owed him had he coached them in the playoff.
That's crazy.
That's gambling. That's bonus bets.
Yeah.
That is gambling. That is gambling with free bets.
Based on Ole Miss's performance in college playoffs, they'll pay him, which can range from $150,000 for the first round up to $1 million if they win the Natty Chip. That's crazy.
Unbelievable.
Now,
unreal.
So the whole drama started, right? So the athletic director told him what was the whole situation, right? So
basically, there were rumors of him going there, and he entertained those offers, and he basically.
I mean, he was very yeah.
And now, honestly, this is where both sides are wrong here, because I think as soon as you hear smoke of your coach just hearing offers from an in-conference rival, I would just assume that you would offer him an extension, because that's what's happening with everyone that's involved in the Penn State coaching cycle, which I'll get to in a bit. Basically, they handed him an ultimatum and been like, hey, after the game against Mississippi State, you've got to come up with a decision. There's got to be something. And I just think it got to a point, and basically, I think the athletic director wanted Lane to kind of kick rocks and go, but Lane wanted to stay and coach in the playoff. And then I think the athletic director got his way, and he was just like, go.
Well, I mean, if you're not going to stay.
It just got to a point where, like, even if he did stay, the bridge is already burned.
Yeah, it wasn't going to work out. But the thing with his is he just is gutting the team, where he's just like, yo, come with me. Come with me.
Unreal. All right, let's go to Penn State. This is an embarrassment. Signing day was yesterday. You just have no one.
They're a mess.
So this is according to Liam Blutman of Barstool Sports, of the lanes that Penn State went on to just to have this. It's truly unbelievable. Like, why? They started with Urban Meyer, which was, I'm like, all right, you want to go out there with a bang, like, yeah, there it is. I'm trying to find this tweet. I'm sorry.
Fine, I'm getting spam calls on my phone that are just going to my laptop. It's so annoying.
So you tried Urban Meyer. Okay, here it is. Packraft fired James Franklin to start the Penn State search as early as possible. Spoke to Urban Meyer. They apparently had NIL disagreements. Mike Elko was close, the head coach of Texas A&M. They just couldn't close the deal. They spoke to Kurt Signetti, Matt Rule, Marcus Freeman, Eli Drinkwitz, Clark Lee. Struck out on all of them. They either got extended or said no. They banked on Alabama losing the Iron Bowl in case DeBoer, because if Alabama lost, DeBoer got fired. Absolutely.
Yeah.
If DeBoer would have gotten fired,
100%.
Lincoln Riley's agent pulls out. Pulled his name from consideration on Sunday. They tried Kalani Sitake, who's the head coach of BYU. It seems like it's going to be him, which kind of like blew my mind because like he isn't really like that type of guy to like, he's not like an East Coast guy, but I guess in this era of NIL, it's different.
Doesn't matter anymore.
The Crumble Cookie CEO, who is a major donor of BYU, stepped in and upped that extension money, and he stayed at BYU. They lose Bob Chesney along the way. The James Madison head coach that took the job at UCLA. Jeff Brome gets extended. Brent Key gets extended. So now you're looking at a scenario where your head coach is going to be your interim, or you're going to go outside the box and get Brian Dable.
That's literally what I was going to say. That's what I was going to finish with. When does Dable sign the contract? Because that's all there is left.
And now some donors are saying, this is according to On3, some donors are just saying, just go with Terry Smith.
It's going to be a mess for them next year. Are they a hockey school now officially?
They must be.
Kevin McKenna's the only thing pulling the weight there?
I don't know. All these coaches are just using Penn State as leverage just to get more money.
But why not? I mean, why not?
Why not? Exactly. I think it's going to be Terry Smith. I think there's an outside chance that it's going to be Dable, but maybe.
I think it's going to be Dable.
I think it might be, because you need the offense, and he's an offensive mind.
No one in their right mind of the NFL is giving that dude a job. I'm sorry, but no, after what happened in New York, he's going to need to work his way back to the National Football League.
All right. Okay. Let's talk conference championships just real quick. Let's talk about the big ones that are happening. Sun Belt on Friday. JMU favored by 23.5. I have a best bet. I like JMU to cover. UNLV.
So do I.
I like UNLV to cover against Boise State. Boise State was Tim, keep in mind, the Mountain West Championship is based on the higher seeds the higher seed gets home field advantage. There's no neutral site. Nothing.
Okay, that's kind of all right.
Boise State played UNLV. Boise State played UNLV earlier in the year. Boise State was favored by 11.5. I don't know if a backup quarterback played for UNLV. I don't know what the scenario was for that. I don't know if they had guys hurt. So now you're telling me UNLV goes back to Boise, and now Boise State's favored by 5.5?
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think of that. North
Texas Tulane as well. I think
North Texas.
These are two coaches that have one foot out the door. John Sumrall's at Florida. That's also a good hire.
Bigger, better.
North Texas. I forget what the guy's name is, but he's at Oklahoma State. I think the winner of this is in the playoff and is probably the group of 5 team in case.
Eric Morris,
thank you. BYU, Texas Tech. I think Texas Tech wants him, unfortunately.
Me too.
It was 10.5 when in Lubbock, and now they're at AT&T Stadium, and it's at 12.5. I don't think it's going to end well for BYU. Georgia, Bama. I think Bama wins this. I just think that Bama just has Kirby.
I didn't expect you to say that.
I just think that Bama has Kirby Smart's number, and I said last year or this past September or October, whenever it was when they played, I was like, if not now, when? And it wasn't now. And if not now, when? It's
so funny because if we go back to week 3, we're like, this Bama team is a joke. They're not winning anything. And now I'm sitting here, you're like, they're going to beat Georgia. They're going to beat Georgia.
They might beat Georgia. Indiana, Ohio State. I unfortunately have Ohio State winning that game.
Indiana's not winning that game.
I just think the defense is just too
best team in college football.
Duke and Virginia, as much as I want Duke to win.
They have to win. We need
as much as I want.
Duke's for the Duke, baby.
I've bet on Duke football so many times this year, and they've just come up short so many times.
The double Duke. Think about it.
I know. But I think Virginia gets it done, and they get the last conference championship spot. All right, that's enough college football. Let's go to baseball. Tim's got to get out of here soon. The Mets trade Brandon Nimmo to the Texas Rangers for Marcus Semien. I will say I'll say this. Disappointing that he had to go, but there's no room for emotional value, especially after with what happened last season.
Not anymore.
You would have to think that McNeil's on his way out.
I actually heard the opposite. I heard a report that Stearns likes McNeil as very much as a platoon guy that can play the outfield, second base, and first base if potentially needed. So I don't know if McNeil's the first guy out, but I would love to see him traded, if anyone knows me. Yes. I don't like that man at all.
Yes. I will say it does improve the need. Like, I think it's a win-win for both teams, this trade. Mets needed defense. They needed right-handed hitting.
They got really good now in the Mets lineup.
That's what I was just going to say. That's what I was just going to say. I was going to get to a next point there. Yeah, Mets needed defense. They needed right-handed hitting. They got it. Texas needed offense. Brandon Nimmo gives you that. That opens up a gap in left field that could get you a Tucker, that could get you a Bellinger.
Anyone. Could get you anyone.
Anyone, really. Yeah.
They got to get Pete back, though. See. I heard Red Sox are now, I think, the favorite. I know it's the Mets, Red Sox for Pete.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the Red Sox, unfortunately.
I think so, too.
I think Pete goes to the Red Sox. I think you guys then go full balls to the wall in Murakami.
Yeah, I don't love it. I want Pete back so bad.
I like Murakami. I have a good comparison for him.
Okay.
Nick Kurtz.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I understand. Obviously, Nick Kurtz's numbers weren't great when they pulled him up. Yeah, I get it.
The analytics weren't great. Like, he had I think he had a whiff rate of like 37% or something.
I get it. But the overseas stuff, I mean, it's very hit or miss. Especially, we haven't seen really a hitter other than Shohei come along in a while. That's like been, the guy. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens.
That's true. And Devin Williams signs with the Mets, 3 years, $51 million.
Why are Yankees fans mad on Twitter? Can you tell me? You guys didn't want him. What are you mad at?
Well, here's the thing. And, I think in the back end of the year, Devin Williams was serviceable. I think in the postseason.
Not as a closer.
Here's the thing. Why would we bring him back when he was probably the sole reason why we did not win the AL East? Because there were so many winnable games early in the year, in the summer as well, where if we just won, we won the division.
But I'm just, why are you guys mad? Not you. I'm just saying Yankees fans in general.
Mad.
Yeah, Yankees fans are pissed. They're like, oh, he's going to the Mets. Like, dude, he wasn't
I think
good.
That's why.
But he wasn't good.
That's why.
He wasn't very good for you.
We're noticing the trend of, like Soto goes to the Mets, Severino went to the Mets, Clay Holmes, now Devin Williams. Like,
we're a hot spot right now.
There's a formula.
Queens is a hot spot.
There's a formula there. I mean, yeah. This is a complete David Stearns guy. David Stearns drafted in Milwaukee. He built him up, and now, like, the one bad year Devin Williams has, he's not with David Stearns.
Hold on. Bad year from like our under, the to the eye stats, but apparently his underlying stats for Stearns was really good last year. So
I will say, I think ERA is fucking meaningless now.
Well, yeah, when you look at WHIP and K and all that other stuff.
Dylan Cease fucking $200 million from Toronto.
No one cares about walks anymore either, I guess. But
I guess. But the Mets needed bullpen help. There's still more to go. They're not out on Diaz.
They gotta get Diaz. That is front and foremost. Go get that man.
And you know what's crazy? I want Diaz.
Everyone does. You would love to have Diaz, dude. He is such a good closer.
But like, here's the thing: like, Bednar's a free agent at the end of the year, so why not just like lock down your closer role now and not have to worry about it next year when there's possibly a lockout?
Listen, all I'm hearing too, I'm hearing no buzz from any teams about Diaz, which means every team's pretty much got a shot. So if he wants money, he just wants money. If you're going to give him that 5-year, $100 million contract, he's yours. So it's
absolutely,
you just got to give it to him.
All right, Yankees. They had their hot stove show last night.
Jeez.
Basically, they didn't say it like up front. No, but I'll get to that. They didn't say it like straight up, but they were basically insinuating that Grisham taking the qualifying offer kind of just like fucked everything.
Of course it did. Why would you even? I don't understand that.
Why offer him the qualifying offer?
Exactly. Like, you thought he was going to say no?
Is that draft pick that you want if he declines it like that coveted?
It's the MLB. Like, draft picks mean absolutely nothing. The Rule 5 draft is better than the regular draft.
They mean nothing outside of the first round.
Even so, look at some of these first rounders the Cody Mize draft. The top 10 picks are terrible. The only one that came out of it was Casey Mize. Sorry, the only one that came out of it really was Jonathan Indian. Is he like?
Yeah, and he's not like he's not like an elite guy.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like you don't really know.
See. And now we can talk about this. All right, I said it before in the intro. I don't think it's because he's crying. He's not crying poor.
Feels that
I
way.
think it sounds that way, but in his mind, it doesn't sound like he's crying poor. Because, like, let's be honest, he's worth a couple $1 billion.
3 billion, 3 point something actually. Yeah,
That's a lot of money.
Good amount. Yeah.
Here's where I kind of level with him. Not necessarily level with him, but like this is where I kind of understand where he's coming from. I look to 3 owners in professional sports. 2 of them of baseball teams, 1 doesn't. And I mentioned the first 2 earlier. Steve Cohen owns the Mets. He makes a profit from all of his assets, and he's about to make a profit from that casino.
$8 billion project. I mean, or $10 billion, whatever it is. Love it. City Field's gonna be a hot spot after the eighth inning. You see a lot of people walk out.
Yeah. But anyway, Steve Cohen has the assets. He's got the casino coming up. Mark Walter owns the Dodgers, the Lakers, and the Sparks. Like, all in. All in. And then the other non-baseball owner, Stan Kroenke. He owns, Tim, get ready for this. This is like absurd fuck you owning. He owns the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, I know this guy, Stan.
The Colorado Avalanche. The Colorado Rapids, the MLS team. The Colorado Mammoth, the National Lacrosse League team, the Los Angeles Rams, and Arsenal.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to mention the Arsenal one. You have to have so much money to be a soccer.
Like, now here's the thing. The NFL rules, when he bought the Rams, he basically had to give the Denver teams to his kid. But who has the final say?
Him.
Exactly.
And it's hilarious. Look at his teams. They're amazing. Every team he owns is amazing.
Let's say, how do you think...
When is he going to buy the Rockies? When is he going to buy the Rockies? Make it happen.
He can't. Well, the kid.
Yeah,
will
what I'm saying. Yeah, well, I mean...
But here's the thing. Because these owners have their hands all in on different pots, they're getting 100% of the revenue. How? The Steinbrenners, they only fully own the Yankees. Yeah, I can talk about the 20% stake that he owns in NYCFC, the 10% stake that he owns in AC Milan. That does nothing.
It's meaningless.
It's meaningless. I think the reason why he brings up COVID is because, hey, the Yankees are a generic big market team. People are going to go to the games, regardless of how good and how bad they are.
Tourists go to the games. That's a tourist.
Tourists.
They don't go to City Field. No offense to Mets fans. I'm a Mets fan.
On YouTube. Did you see that, Tim?
Which guy?
That fucking guy on YouTube that was wearing a Yankee hat for like 10 years. He's got like 10 million subscribers. And then out of the blue one day, he was like, turns out I'm a Met fan, and like showed proof. Like there's like pictures of him as a child in like Met garb. Like it was weird.
I didn't know that.
He's like, I only wore this hat because of the brand.
But that's it. They sell. That's what it is. I mean,
exactly.
Yankees are a brand. They sell the brand. They're like Apple.
And I know when Hal Steinbrenner, I know we're 5 years after the fact, but when Hal Steinbrenner says like COVID fucked us,
it did.
I think he kind of means it.
No, I think it really did. It did.
It did. And now, because like I know Stan Kroenke's not in baseball, but like, why do you think he's able to afford Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray on his team? Why do you think he's able to afford Nathan McKinnon and Cale Makar on the Avalanche? Why do you think he's able to afford
much money?
Devontae Adams, Matt Stafford, Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams? Like, why do you think he's able to afford all these guys? Because they have 100% profit coming in every which direction because they have their hands all in the pots.
I will say too, Stan, New York back in the day, very attractive place to play for the Yankees because of Mets ownership and the way things are going. Times have changed.
Times are changing. You got to be like, you have to have multiple all-in assets to build a good team.
You got to beat out now, as a Yankee fan, you have to beat out a powerhouse, the richest owner in the sport, or maybe second, I'm not sure if the Dodgers have more, but a $23 billion valued man. And now you got to compete with that and be like, this is our brand. You have to sell your brand.
And now here's the thing with the Yankees. And Max Kellerman said it best, and I feel like I'm kind of in the same boat. By the way, Max Kellerman's all the way back. Keeps on Bill Simmons. I listened to the whole thing. It was glorious.
Well, I mean, would you want to go 10, 15 rounds with
Mohamed Kellerman? It's the fucking greatest. Basically, he said, I don't think, like, Hal doesn't care. Like, it's stupid. It's just that he's just your average,
he's gotta care about other things.
The average generic big market owner. and Max said this too, but like I'm kind of in the same boat where like I'm not a persistent Yankee fan where I'm like that I must insist that the Yankees need to win the World Series every year. We know that's not going to happen. I'm persistent on them building a good team. I'm persistent on them building a good team every year and being better than their rivals, being better than the Red Sox. This year this past year it was the Blue Jays. Usually that second team's a revolving door. And I'm focused on having more postseason success than the Red Sox and their cross-country rival in the Dodgers. That is what I think of. That is exactly what I'm thinking of. So, hey, we want to cry. If you think it's crying poor, it's crying poor. But that's just how I feel, and that's just how it is. That's just how it is. All right, Tim's on the phone. I'm gonna go with the Giannis rumors. I think it comes down to the Spurs and the Knicks. I think there were like a lot of people saying that it was because of the Thunder. Who? I'll ask him later.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know how, do you ever get those spam calls from like random numbers and stuff? So you know how like when we go on Streamies and stuff, they're pretty much just stealing our data and everything, you know that. So if someone apparently wanted from Fisher Investments just called me and was just like, seems like you're interested in opening a retirement account. I was like, no, I wasn't. He's like,
you're like, I'm 22.
The guy literally goes, you sound pretty young. I don't think you'd be interested in this. Yeah. I'm actually still in college. He was like, maybe down the line. Have a good one.
Anyway, all right. So the Giannis rumors real quick. I think it comes down to the Spurs and the Knicks.
The Spurs have the best package if they get him, they are better than the Thunder. In my mind, they're better than the Thunder.
I think, funny you mentioned the Thunder because like a lot of people were like,
why? You're an idiot if you would think the Thunder would do that.
I'll be honest. I think if Tyrese Halliburton doesn't tear his Achilles in Game 7 of the NBA Finals, I think the Thunder make that trade yesterday.
Well, because they might not win the Finals. I think that's...
Exactly.
But they're 25-1 with the best team in probably all of sports.
Yeah. I think last night's injury kind of delays things, but I still see, like, honestly, if you're Bucks ownership, you can't let this get to a point where it's ugly.
It's kind of getting that way, though.
It's getting to that point, but like now that he's hurt, you kind of have like a grace period.
Well,
if you trade him, you can get guys, you can get players that you like really, really like.
You got to feel for Miles Turner a little bit. What are you doing?
A little bit, yeah, but you know him doing that closed book thing is kind of stupid. But I'm gonna say, if the Knicks don't get Giannis, Clippers blowing it up. I wouldn't mind trying to trade for Ivica Zubac.
That'd be a good deal.
That would be a pretty good deal. The money works.
I wouldn't mind the Cavs going to get James Harden.
We'll see. They did CP so dirty, man.
Oh my, you want to talk about that? I mean, well, okay, hold on. But real quick, the CP stuff. If anyone like read into it a little bit, he apparently has been and rightfully so, they've been terrible, but he's apparently been overcritical of the front office, the head coaching, and the players. Yeah, good. But as
you give your first round pick to the fucking defending NBA champions,
and they're gonna have a lottery pick now. I mean, are you kidding me? And it's so funny because they were just like, yeah, Ty Lue's like, it just didn't work out. And like, he must have been in Ty Lue's grill and just been like, you're a terrible head coach. You know what you're doing. He's like, just leave.
Unreal. Yeah, so I think it's going to be the Spurs or the Knicks. I think the Spurs have the best offer. I think it all kind of depends on where Giannis wants to go.
He wants New York. I think the only way you can get him is you got to take that Kuz contract.
That's what I think.
Dump, because then they would be able to take Cat back. I think
it's probably Cat, OG, one of either OG or McHale.
You would rather keep McHale if you were the Knicks. You gave up 5 first-round picks for the guy you don't really want to trade. You can keep.
Yeah, exactly. Although those first-round picks have kind of turned out to be. Anyway. All right. Moving on. What I saw real quick, Tim, go right for it.
Well, we didn't mention it because it's a short time, but I will mention Brock Nelson's return to Long Island tonight. So that's what I saw. If you're around, you want to watch some memorable hockey, I'm sure he'll be tearing up on the bench. He was when they went to Colorado, so imagine him coming home. I mean, I can't imagine it's going to be, not anything special.
I think you'll be pretty emotional.
I think I will be too. I'll definitely have a few beers. And honestly, if you've been watching the Isles lately, they haven't been able to score, which is unfortunate, but they have been so dominant on the puck, and they played Colorado so well in Colorado. I would not be shocked if Colorado takes their second regulation loss of the season tonight in Long Island. Yeah, wow. I wouldn't be shocked.
We were supposed to record on Friday. The holidays kind of changed that up, so happy Thanksgiving. Happy holiday season.
Of course, yes.
Stranger Things.
Yeah, I saw the whole thing too.
Oh, yeah. So we can talk about this.
The acting is so bad.
I think I know when we did it last season, we kind of were like,
Stan. He's close. I feel.
Yeah.
He's standing in the barn.
I think how do I put this? I think if when we did it last season, we were like, all right, we'll get back to you in 2 minutes. But I think enough time has passed where if you haven't seen it, you're just kind of under a rock. So yeah, Will has powers.
I'm pretty sure everyone could have figured that one out in the start. I know people on social media were like, "Yo, this wasn't expected at all." Are you an idiot? If you watched any movie, any show ever, like it was pretty obvious that he was going to end up, being. It's Harry Potter. If you know Harry Potter, it's Harry Potter.
It was crazy to see though, because like when I watched like the first episode, like usually like the first season was usually like the first episode of a new season, they kind of like ease you into the storyline.
They just threw you into it.
They just fucking threw you in there. They're like, yeah, the government basically is just policing us now, and they're disguising this as an earthquake, even though hell has just come over.
As a sports fan, though, do those memes make you laugh? Where they're like, "How in their right mind? I know the police control, but no one's talking about Bird beating Magic or Jordan winning. Jordan going to the final. No one's talking about the Bulls. No one's talking about the Celtics.
No one's talking about the Bulls. It is just funny to see. Like, I'm shocked they didn't do like a time jump, because in between season 1 and season 5, it's 4 years.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's
like
crazy.
They have a 14-year-old girl playing a 7-year-old, and I'm supposed to believe this.
Yeah, they look like they're 30. Like, I don't even...
I will say, dipshit Derek, he won me over.
Maybe.
He won...
I love how they needed a stunt double for that dude to run away and climb a ladder. I'm not saying anything, but like...
I get why they needed one for, what's her name? For Maya Hawke, because the ladder was, like, gonna fall on her.
Yeah. But
plus,
kid...
that's Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman's daughter. I don't think you want to really hurt that moneymaker.
But the kid climbing a ladder, he's isn't like a 13, what is he, like 12 years old?
14, I think.
Climb the fucking ladder, dude. You're 14 years old.
I will say, seasons 1 through 4, I was like kind of annoyed by Mike. Mike always annoyed me, but this season I'm kind of liking him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know the names well. I'm not a very, who's Mike?
Okay. That's Finn Wolfhard. Black hair.
Not the bowl cut.
Not the bowl cut. That's Will.
Okay.
He has powers.
Okay. The black kid they gotta fix that haircut, man. The
hairline's brutal.
They screwed it up. What are they doing? But also that Disney Channel scene where he's walking up to the locker, he's like, "Hey, don't touch my boy!" Like, come on, man. What is that? High school? Chill. What are we doing?
I will say, I did laugh a little bit when that happened.
A lot of the scenes make me laugh. They're like
Dustin's kind of depressing me, because he was always like the comedic relief of the four guys, and now it's like,
he's like,
his friend died.
His friend for a year. Are we kidding? Like, let's pump the brakes.
Not even.
You barely knew the guy. He's not your boy from childhood. Like, I mean, give it a rest. Like, you're getting your ass kicked for what?
I am Eddie Munson.
For what? What are you doing this for what? For what? To keep his name alive? Who gives a fuck? You're gonna be 30, not even think about this guy. Like,
because they all think that like he was the reason. He thought that they like killed those people.
Friendship. I don't give a fuck what you thought. Give it a rest, dude. Take the shirt off, change your clothes. It's been a month. That guy's wearing the trench coat still, right now. Give it a rest.
What do you think? Who dies by Christmas? Who dies?
Kid with the trench coat. Whatever you like. Dustin.
You think Dustin's gonna die?
Dude, if he's acting like this and he's gonna be like, I'm Eddie Munson, and he's gonna like step in and like just whatever, like sacrifice himself. It's because come on, like listen, as much as we do love the show, the initial when it came out, I mean, they were children. I feel like this was more directed.
They did get fucked. I will say they did get fucked because of COVID and like COVID restrictions of filming, and they got fucked with the writer's strike.
But the demographic that the show came out for now is like us. We're 22, 23.
Yeah.
And it's like, listen, the older I get, the more I'm like, wow, this acting is fucking terrible. Like, the storyline is so cheesy. But again, he reeled me in. I got to stay, but,
Yeah. I think, honestly, Robin's going to die.
It wouldn't bother me.
Well, because she's doing that radio show, and in the beginning there was like, like the government like kind of like gave her a warning, but they like bumped up the frequency and like with the noise, and she was like, oh, I was government compliant. And then the first episode of the new volume
just gonna kill him.
Maybe the first episode of the new season of the new volume is called Shock Jock. So maybe that's gonna
I think it's obviously I think something with the radio. Obviously, she'll be like doing somehow I know it goes to the Upside Down, but I think somehow like she'll get to that radio station, the Upside
Also-
Down or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Also, how funny was Vecna when he just basically said to Will, "You're washed."
Yeah, it's like, the straight up. You know what it reminded me of? When Serbia, whatever, was poking LeBron and Steph and being like, y'all too old.
yeah.
Like, it's like, all right, watch this.
How fucking funny was it too? Like Vecna comes out and like he just
Like,
goes,
pussy.
just
I
does
thought it was-
this, and
I just the
kills
whole
someone.
Will thing made me laugh so hard. He's the whole time he's just like, you're such a bitch. Like you're so soft. Like you're...
Also, I was kind of annoyed by Winona Ryder.
Yeah, well, and
you know what I think though, because like I think like the first 2 seasons were very like centric on Winona Ryder because like she was the name.
Yeah.
And then like these kids have just gotten just so famous.
It's hard for me to like look at her coddling her kid that's supposed to be like 15, that's 25. And
Also,
it
does like kind of like annoy me that they kind of like bought like the adults have like bought into the like walkie-talkie thing that like the 12-year. Do you like? I can't take Winona Ryder seriously. Being like, do you copy?
Is the flux capacitor working? Shut the fuck up.
That was funny.
Shut the fuck
up. If you're a Back to the Future fan like myself, that was pretty fun.
I'm very critical of TV shows because, especially this one, for how much time they've had and like the acting and everything.
How about Hopper like calling it quits? Like just like I'm about to walk through this door.
I'm just gonna kill myself. Wait,
in case you didn't know this, I have this bomb stretched to me.
I'm robbing the joint. Yeah, put the money in the bag. That's literally what he went in there and did.
Do you know the lore with 8?
The shitty episode in season 2 that came out? Yeah.
Of course, now that
why are we doing this? Why are we going down this path?
Something tells me, I saw a theory on TikTok and I kind of believe it. I think that 8 is working with the government. So I think it's going to be like 8 towards the finale. It's going to be 8 and Vecna against 11 and Will.
Yeah, that could be that. Or we could see the 3-headed monster where 11 and 8 die and Will's the only one left.
Maybe.
I mean, who cares?
Maybe.
I just want the show to be over.
Who cares?
I just want the season to come out.
I know.
Have you watched Billions?
No, I haven't.
I've heard great
I'm currently
things
watching
about that
Mad Men in between Stranger Things.
So that came out on HBO, right?
Yes.
Okay, I got to watch that. I heard that was fantastic.
It's awesome. I'm still on the first season, but it's pretty good.
Have you ever seen True Detective season 1?
We've had this conversation on this podcast before.
I'm just saying, I love that show.
You've told me about this.
And you've seen Chernobyl, right?
No.
You've never seen that on HBO? The 7-part series?
I clicked on Siri. What did you say? Sorry?
You've never seen Chernobyl on HBO? Last thing? Put that, I'm telling you right now, Stan, that's like the second, on IMDb, that's number 2 for the greatest TV show of all time. I would put that on the list. It's really good.
Okay. All right, Tim's got to run. That's going to wrap it up. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Be sure to like this video on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube, leave a comment on our videos. Be sure to follow us and rate us on Spotify.
5 stars?
5 stars only. Enjoy all the football conference championship weekend. We will have a playoff. Hopefully, we'll have that Instagram live. We'll confirm that on our socials
We're
soon
having
enough.
We're having the fucking Instagram live.
We're having it? Okay. But we're going to confirm it on our socials just to make sure. But anyway, all right. Peace out, guys. Shit, almost. Come on.